Robinhood seeing a shift among retail investors who are not buying as much on market dips and are being more selective in their investments. Stephanie Guild is the head of investment strategy at Robinhood Financial. Stephanie, welcome to Fast Money. Great to have you here on set. Katie was just talking about technology, and that has historically been a favorite among retail investors. Is it skepticism around the tech trade that have retail investors sort of backing away a little bit?
I think so. We saw when DeepSeek first got announced, we actually saw the buy the dip reaction function happen again, and everyone jumped into all the different Mag 7 names that they like to own. But then when the tariff narrative started coming into play, you actually saw the buy the dip reaction function start to dissipate, and you actually had an equal reaction of buys and sells. Recently, we have started to see that change. There's definitely not as much selling, I think, because markets are down. There's still a focus on Tesla because our customer base just, I think, believes in the long term of all of the things that Elon Musk is doing. And NVIDIA was definitely on the chopping block for a while, but has started to come back. Our customers do tend to sell what appreciates and then buy into things that go down, but they've been doing it more selectively now.
So the Robinhood customers, they buy low and they sell high. That's a good endorsement.
That's a good endorsement.
How about, so you're talking about they're buying less on the dips.
Yeah.
What about hedging? You guys, obviously options is a big product for you guys.
Yeah.
Were you seeing some of that at the highs?
Yeah, I think you definitely saw some more put buying when the markets were, again, the same time that I started seeing people, the buy the dip reaction function starting to go away and buys and sells were kind of equal, we started seeing more put buying.
Yeah.
And that's not like what our customers had been doing over the last few years. I had actually been looking for also, like, are they buying gold? They actually did a lot last year, but not as much this year.
How about what are you seeing on the margin front?
We have really good margin rates, so we actually are seeing that growing. Our rates are around the 5 to 6% mark, depending on your balance. So people are using it. Not necessarily. I don't know if they're necessarily using to buy, but they're to buy more stocks, but that they're taking advantage of the low rate.
Put your other hat on real quick. 6,200 price target, but things get a little dicey for you if the unemployment rate starts to move. And I think that's something you're concerned about. We get a number on Friday.
Yeah, and we got the JOLTS today. It was a little weaker. I think we've got the last couple of years, I think what the market has benefited from, besides a huge amount of fiscal deficit spending, was that there was CapEx growth was allowed to be greater than sales growth. And companies didn't cut, right? Like, they allowed their margins to shrink for growth. I think that maybe starts to change, especially because companies are not sure what the future brings for their customers or for themselves.
I'm wondering, how has the active trader, the profile of the active trader, changed over the past year or so? And how has their behavior changed, especially as you're ramping up Robinhood Gold, and so you're sort of diversifying your base a little bit? It may be less of the original Robinhood in the early days of sort of the meme stock trading, et cetera.
I think in general, our customer base has stayed with us and they've aged, right? Like, the average age is now 35, 34. And that means that they're in a place in their life where they're mostly professionally working, making some money, and starting to have families and have needs that go beyond sitting in front of a computer and Nestle trading. They're definitely still doing that, but we also have like a 4% yield on our cash, and they're using that now. We have, as I said, good margin rates. So you're seeing a more diversification of needs, and we are providing that for them in all facets.